Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to begin this lesson here by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachakodash. Double honors goes to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations goes to the elect. It says, Brother Amawan from the Great Millstone Camp in Trinidad, coming back to do another lesson through the Holy Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, of course. And yeah, I'd like to touch on this lesson today is dealing with the removal of the Edomites of the face of the earth. Right? We got a precept here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11. And it says, verse 12. It says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Let's see if I get another, because who is the Lord calling the violent? I'll copy this and ask, who is the violent? Who the Lord would be referring to as the violent? Right? Verse 12. Copy. I'm going to need ChatGPT here. The ChatGPT. Peace. Who is food to it says that verse gospel 11:12 has been debated because the wording in the King James version sounds intense and confusing. The violent doesn't necessarily mean physically aggressive people. Most scholars think it refers to people who pursue God's kingdom. Could he be referring to the Romans? That's a thoughtful question, and yes, at first glance it could seem like the Lord might be talking about the Roman Empire since they were ruling power and often used force. But in this specific verse, it's unlikely that the Lord is you are shed blood clot, you lying. You freaking lying. Shut your lying ass up, man. After that saying, he said, shut your lying ass up, man. Bill Clinton, Stephen Hawkins. Yep. Creator admits. You see what I say in Creator admits? What's this? What's the first thing? Fact check. Fake photo. That shit. Nope. This is what it is. This is why I pull up this video. This thing. It's because this is the reason why. You see, Creator admits. You know, Creator admits this is real photos. It's real. And the reason why these sick men and them had this cripple, he wasn't brilliant in anything. He was just a sick freak cripple. You know why? You know why they're trying to... We have proof. And real, we have proof. They aren't real. Brother, what's the background of this here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers he has. He has his 4 fingers. If it's AI, you'll see, but he is intact. All these, nobody not so good to create this, brother. This thing come from the Epstein files. This is the kind of freakism these Edomites is beyond. This is why, yeah, these people need to go. They need to leave the earth. This whole group here. This whole group here. Fuckers on them. Max, chat you Google this again. Because no, Jeffrey Island, Little St. James was not a church. It was a private 70-acre island in the US. Virgin Islands purchased by LSJ LLC, a company belonging to Jeffrey in 1998. The island served as his private residence. It was notorious for being the location of illicit activities, not for religious purposes. Let's see what it says. National Catholic Reporter. The Church of the Poor versus the Church according to Jeffrey Epstein. A lewd joke shared in a deluge of Epstein files summarizes Jeffrey Epstein's fascination with religious power. The joke is set up. 4 Catholic men and a Catholic woman are sitting around bragging about their children. The first man starts, "My son is a priest. When he walks into a room, everyone calls him father." The second man one ups him. "His son is a bishop, and people address him as your priest." Next, of course, comes the son, who is a cardinal, called your eminence. And the last man's son is the pope. When he walks into a room, people call him your holiness. Then, of course, it's a woman's turn. How can she possibly top that? "I have a daughter," she says proudly. And then she recites the physical measurements of her daughter in the language no mother would ever use. The language of the pornified male glaze, of the connoisseur of buying female bodies. And when she walks into a room, people say, "Oh my God." This joke is a crass and jejune mass email joke, one of many clogging up servers all over the world with the unfunny fat bro idea of powerful men. What makes it worth examining is the logic of religious power in Epstein's imagination. Okay. Okay, so that is part that I was in he jokes. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. This here is no makeup picture. This picture I made up. This is the President of the United States, and this is some well-renowned cripple. Right? The former president of the US, and some well-renowned so let me show you how this is not no fake image. Watch this. Let's see. No, not this. Sorry. Or the one where he lifting him. Right, this here. This here. Let's see. No, not that. I want to go through that. No, I'm sure that. No, I'm sure that. You know why? Because I asked ChatGPT already. And ChatGPT already confirmed to me that this image is real. But I asked it on my phone. This laptop thing here is a kind of... I know the most laptop / tech savvy human being. So, how to get her to do that better? Kinda not in my repertoire to get so clear. I know it, how to copy and paste and send the pictures. I don't know how to select it. I will try, you know. Open that window here, that sun hitting demon right where I seen on here. What you kind of freakism? What's this? You know what I'm going? I will put this as my thumbnail. You a bet. You want to bet? The flag that video. Oh shit. The flag that video. You a bet the flag that video if I put this as my thumbnail in this video. This is the violence that the Lord was talking about. The powers that be in that time. It says, read it over. It says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent. Remember, the Lord singling out something here. He says, the violent. He ain't saying a group of violent men. He's saying the violent. So there is someone considered in the Lord's eye as the violent. Who is the violent? Who is the violent? The man actually ChatGPT there. Whether in God's eye a certain type of person is being called the violent, short answer is yes, but not necessarily in the way we normally think of violent. You always have to have nuance to something. Why you can't just be straightforward? Just like a fucking Edomite, eh? Should line, stupid. Look. Let me see. So, when John Oh my god, then he orders the killing of boys 2 years old and under. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, ChatGPT. Okay, I'm not going and go into that with you. So why was it? You just trying to lie, but I see where you get what you're getting at now. You're asking whether the babies in general are being targeted around that time and who was behind it. But the Bible actually says the only recorded targeting of babies, and it's not just with the babies though, it's in a general sense. They were targeting, they were just abusing the Israelites. The only record of targeting in that period is ordered by Herod the Great, described in the Gospel of Matthew, directed specifically at male infants in Bethlehem and its surrounding areas. So yes, babies were being targeted. Who was behind it? The human agent Herod. Herod the Great ordered it. So who is the violent cause kingdom heaven and you. Shut your fucking lying ass out. You see what I done there with you? You just lying for no fucking reason. When you get the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 1 here, it says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So who is the power here? Who's the powers here? I'm gonna get the French translation. So you ChatGPT idiots feel we stupid. NIV. Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which the Most High has established. The authorities that exist have been established by the Most High. And that is it. And who is the authority at the time that existed? Who is the authority? The authority at the time that existed was the Romans. So when the Lord say, the violent take it by force, the violent take it by force, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. What the Lord talking about is the people. The violent being, stop trying to differentiate and say something else and deflect and lie. We don't deal with lies. We deal with facts. Bring facts. You understand? What is the fact? You understand? Then we deal with that. We don't deal with lies. We're not trying to lie and slander and no. We're dealing with facts. Let's deal with facts and strictly facts. The fact of the matter is that these man here, these man here were the Romans back then. Right? This was a Roman, and this is a previous Roman citizen, and he's a previous Roman citizen. Let me show you something here now. Marx, Google this. Is Game of Thrones a reflection Game of Thrones and A Song of Fire and Ice is not the one historical reenactment of the Roman Empire, but it is heavily influenced by Roman history, architecture, and political dynamics, often blended with medieval European history. While the series largely focuses on medieval themes, George R. Martin utilized the juicy bits of the ancient Greco-Roman world to color the world building, particularly in the lands of East Westeros. So Roman influence is in Game of Thrones, right? When I watch when I watch that movie, when I watch that series, it's everything inside it, like the Roman Empire, and what the wickedness was really taking place with the rulers, right? Then that is a fact. That is a fact. They kill at will, they do what they want, they take what they want, kill whoever they had to kill to get power. That is how the Edomites was ruling. That is how the Edomites was ruling, and this is how they ruling this world here today. That is how they ruling this world here today. This man here, he was apartheid back then in another life. He was apartheid back then in another life. All of them in this room here. This Edomite here, Edomite. And I see in 3, 6, 8 Edomites in a room. All of them is Edomites. And all of them was a part of the Roman Empire. Freakism. Mark shot this. Mark's Google is since of the ancient Roman Empire. After ancient Roman sins often framed as societal vices or moral failings included widespread slavery, intense cruelty in public entertainment, and extreme sexual promiscuity and hedonism. Slavery, cruelty in entertainment, sexual immorality, prostitution was a prevalent and socially accepted pride and arrogance, brutal warfare and conquest, excessive luxury and greed. Read this and tell me you ain't seen America today now. This is why you Edomites are going to have to go down. So let me read this, right? Slavery and exploitation. Slavery was a cornerstone of the economy, with even modest households holding slaves. That is what built up America, with these so-called Negroes, which was the Israelites. Cruelty and entertainment. Yeah, I see it in a big way. Now in the elites' private quarters, they still have that. Sexual immorality. The Roman sexual morality was characterized by the dominant male's pursuit of pleasure, often with complete disregard for the consent of slaves, women, and children. Pride and arrogance. Brutal warfare and conquest. The expansion of the empire was accompanied by atrocities including genocide and the subjugation of foreign populations. Okay, are we not seeing the US doing that right now? Excessive luxury and greed. Elite Romans were notorious for their opulent banquets, excessive drinking, and flaunting of wealth, which was often viewed as a form of moral decay. Persecution of minorities. Religious groups, particularly Christians, were persecuted for treason and for refusing to worship the Roman emperor, who was considered a god. And this is what they're going to come with just now when they bring out that chip. See when they come with this here? This is the only time that you don't be subject to the powers that be. See when they come with this? The book of Revelation chapter 13. You could have come with this just now. I will read from 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You understand? So let me read it over from 15 again and break it down. Right, so let me break it down from 15. Let me break it down from 15. So it says, and he had power. The he here is the rulers. The rulers here is the Edomites. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. That is the way that they would rule their world. Right? I want to get a picture here. Now this. Telling me what you want to show me, babe. Fuck on with us, right? Alright, not here, not here, not here. Okay. These men here, yeah, like the prophet said, you Edomites done, I tell you, no, you're done. I want this is a millstone here. Possible of a body. I want the image with the red dragon. That's what I'm looking for here. The red dragon. Yes, sir. Shit. I ain't getting it. Where it lists all that the Edomites are into. You understand? This is it here? No? I miss it? No, not this. So that was it. Yeah, no, I ain't getting it. Salakia. So right, so it's the image of the beast. The image of the beast is the ancient Roman. So the beast being the Edomite power structure, right? That is the beast. That is how you have NATO today and the EU. But if you take it back to when Rome was ruling, you had the Roman Empire and their allies, right? And they just revive it today, known as NATO and the EU. So that is the beast. The beast fell, and it came back to life. So he had power to give it life, bring it back to life. And the US is a mirror of Rome. So if I ask Google go tell me. The comparison between the United States and the Greco-Roman Empire is a frequent topic of analysis among historians, political scientists, and cultural commentators. While America is not an exact replica of Rome, it is heavily influenced by Greco-Roman ideals and shares significant parallels with the Roman Republic and subsequent empire in terms of global influence, architecture, government structure, and internal challenges. Here are the primary ways in which America, oh shit, fucking, I don't care about that. Anyways, all these set up explain it is. Just say yes. You understand? Just say yes. So, America mirrors Rome. Right? Greek Rome. Rome fell and Rome was revived. Rome came back to life. So it says, and you have power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. It's speaking right now. Listen to Donald Trump. Yo, he does be speaking. He speaks in the manner of, if you don't do what I say, you could get touched. Headset. Listen to headset. Listen to the pride that they're speaking. It's alive and it's talking. and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And ever get the meaning of that word kill there? But you don't necessarily have to mean like literal kill. And you get the word.
Strong's G 615. Apoctino. Apoctino.
Apoctino. It means to kill in any way. Whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish, metaphorically to extinguish, to abolish, to inflict mortal death, to deprive of spiritual life, and procure misery in hell. So let me go a little deeper into it here. Of separation. You see? And ultimately, when you take that chip, you are separated from your power. You're separated from your God. The Lord no longer recognizes you as one of His. If He is an Israelite, He no longer is going to recognize you as one of His. You are now separated from your God. Okay? And ultimately, you're going to be killed if you don't follow what this man say. Yeah, he go and want to kill you. Remember the man? Don't give a damn. That is the man who we dealing with. A man who cares not about what nobody says. You understand? Of local separation after verbs of motion from a place, i.e. of departing, of fleeing, of separation of a part from the whole, where of a whole some part is taken. Alright, yeah. The man don't care. So, yeah. Verse 16, it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right, so that is what it's going to be. If you ain't listen to him, you're going to have to receive a mark. And that mark is a chip. That's what that mark is, the chip. And he coming with that chip. He's coming with that chip. Just what I'm telling you, he's coming with that chip. Because you have to worship him in some way or shape or form. You must give him you have to, that he mindset. You have to give him the praise, give him the glory. But he freaking lie. You got to rock so that stupid thought, because if that's some who wouldn't, he saw. There are some who would not give you the glory that you desire. You understand? You see that glory that you're looking for? There are those who would not give it to you. Nope. They wouldn't. They go watch you and say, gone so. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right. Which all ties into one. The mark, the name, the number, all comes in the form of that chip. You see, taking that chip is the ultimate form of submission to the wicked of the earth. Taking that chip. And you don't want to be submitting to the wicked of the earth. Submit to the Heavenly Father, to His only begotten Son, not to the wicked of the earth. Submitting is to the Lord and to His Son, not to the wicked. Here is wisdom. Let him that had to understand and count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 666. That is Esau's number. That's your number. You like to give people a number? The Lord gave you a number. You have a number. Esau have a number. 666 is the number. The beast man. The man who's anti-life. That's your number on earth. Yeah, you want to give everybody a number, you take a number now. Make your number here. 666. So yeah, you damn devils, you need to go. Look, the kind of freaky. What just? Yo, what just by? What the fuck is this, man? What the hell this is? This is a meal. This is a meal. This is our next meal. Epstein Island photos. 2 meals. Watch how one of the meal is dressed. Stephen Hawking. What's Bill lifting up this meal? This meal, what's he face? Lipstick, everything. This is what they are into. I would like to get this as my thumbnail, please. I would love it as my thumbnail, please. Let me see if I could. Fucking, oh no, not that. No, I don't know. Right. Copy image. Alright, so now I figure out. Take out all of that. Is this image AI influenced? I can't say with absolute certainty from the image alone, but this does not strongly look AI generated. It appears more like a real photograph from the 19th. Blood clot. Got him. You know that way? This is what I was telling you. I did it already. ChatGPT said, nah, that is a real image. The image real. No fake image. But if you ask Google if it's fake, Google gonna tell you that's fake as well. So that's why you know Google okay lying. And the chat is lying all too. But the chat can't lie for them thing yet. You understand? The chat can't lie for them thing as yet. They didn't make it so smart yet to lie for the images. It is lie bad. So we know start to lie the chat. Start to spin narratives. What now? Start to one set of speed talk. Chat GPT. So the chat does lie too. But he knows to lie for these things now. Like a real photograph from the 1990s, a few things that point toward it being authentic. The man looks like Bill Clinton. Brother, oh. And the image resembles known candid photos from that era. The lighting, grain, and slight color fade are consistent with film photography, not modern AI rendering. Details like the background furniture, shadows, and fabric textures look naturally imperfect, which AI often struggles with. There are no obvious distortions, extra fingers, warped edges, inconsistent reflections, which are common AI giveaways. What could still be possible? It might be a real photo that's been edited or staged. A genuine photo taken in a private or unusual settings, which is why it feels a bit odd. Bottom line, it most likely isn't AI generated, but I can fully verify its authenticity or context just from the image alone. Can't fully, but looking at it on first glance, what you're seeing is it real, and that just one of the leaked photos. Them had naked, them have videos of freakism going on. Trump started a literal war to cover that up. They started a war to cover it up. They don't want to info out at all. They don't want it out. They don't want it out. But it will come out. Trust me, it will come out. They will come out. Everything going to come out. You either might you fucking done, I'm telling you. I got a precept here. Isaiah 47, sir. You know how we just do it. Isaiah chapter 47. It says 1 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." You are exposed. You can't hide it up. All the campaigns you're trying to run to hide it up. Watch. Snopes. Photos of Bill Clinton with Stephen Hawking in a princess costume aren't real. We have the proof. Shut your lying ass up. Facebook. Recently resurfaced images from the Jeffrey Epstein files have once again drawn our attention online. It's real. It's real. Fake news, watch. Fake news. All kind of thing. But they're not putting this up on news, eh? They're not running no news campaign on these things, eh? But watch it. When Diddy and Cassie fight in 2016 and they put a video up, we're showing you, boy. We're showing you. These damn Edomites, the devilish. You see them is devilish as hell, you know? Oh, now I can't copy and paste it here. They're devilish. Because when it is, when it was Diddy, the plaster Diddy face, the show up Diddy, he's a monster. What's what he doing to Cassie? What's what these damn freaks doing? Nobody ain't saying nothing about it. That like a cool scene. Them could do that. So what giving them the pass to do that? I don't know. What giving them the pass to do that? Set of freakism. That's why the Lord say going to be exposed. Everything coming out on you devils, you know, go and get to hide nothing. You feel you go and get to hide something. They don't hide in here, you know. You're going to be destroyed. That's what it is. You reach your peak. You don't peak. You don't peak. You understand? Let's see if I could save that image, you know. Fucking fake news. There's no fake news. Stop lying. Stop blasted lying. You lie. You are lying. Right, so that's my thumbnail. I bet you to strike my video. I'll close it off here. Shalom to the Akim. Hopefully you are edified. Shalom. I'll praise the Abba Shalom. Shalom.